Peace and healing, family. Welcome to Spiritual High Podcast. I am your host, Empress Crissy. Today's episode, we will be doing our higher perspective reactions to some relationship clips off of social media. And today I have four of my friends joining me to open up this authentic conversation about relationships. So let's dive into this, and we're going to bring up Mr. Dre today. It's going to be helping us react to some of these videos.
Yo,
welcome
how y'all
to the
doing?
show, Dre.
Hey, how you doing, Crissy?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. I appreciate the opportunity to build and connect and all that good stuff. So I thank you.
I thank you for being able to join us, because we definitely need a masculine perspective on these topics.
I got you.
Yeah. And we're going to bring up our next guest is Marcelina. Welcome to the show, Marcelina.
Hi. Hello. How y'all doing?
She's an old time. She's getting to be a regular guest here on the podcast. So we appreciate her input. And we have next my favorite psychic medium, Jazz the Medium. Welcome to the show, Jazz.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for having me on.
Another regular on the show.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate Jazz for giving me her time, helping me out. New kid on the block with the podcast. So I really appreciate that. Today we're going to dive into some social media relationship clips to open up a little dialogue on relationships, mainly in our community. You know, I'm not prejudiced or anything, but I really want our people, to come more together in our relationships. And I feel like conversation is a starting point. So the clips are just to get us talking. It's just to help us open up dialogue. So we will start to look at a couple of clips and see what we got. And these clips are not my work, is copyrighted from other creators. So we will give that disclosure that we are just doing a reaction videos to other people's videos. We'll start with the first video.
Men group women into three categories. There's the freak, the friend, and the forever. The freak is the one who, just straight up drop it like it's hot, no questions asked. You know what she gonna do. You call her up, that's what she does. The friend is the person that you can rely on. The person that is probably platonic. You can lay your head on her shoulder, you can cry, tell her all your feelings, but she's not the one that you actually marry. The forever is the woman that has marriage potential and the one that you marry. Now the problem is women get confused about which category they're in. There's a lot of freaks who think they are forever, when typically they're not a forever. They're just the freak. And men, what they do is they keep some of these people on the side, and then he's with like the platonic friend, she can possibly move up to the forever, but the freak will never become the forever. But she's misconstrued and she thinks that she will, so she sticks around.
So that was interesting. So let's let the gentleman go first, as he came online first. Let's see what's his perspective on this guy's take.
I don't know. That's kind of corny to me. That's just my perspective. I don't. That's not how I move at all. Now I can't say that men universally move like me, but I don't put women in those type of boxes. Generally. Now, I understand what he means by having, certain distinctions, but I don't cap the potential of anyone. I'm taking every interaction I have, I take at face value, and I just kind of evaluate the energy and the connection, and that determines how I proceed. I don't come into it saying like, this is a freak, because I've had relationships that have lasted years, and we've had sex on the first night we met. So like if I was putting it in that box of a quote unquote freak, like how do you determine a freak? What's a freak? Like, I'm saying, that's kind of vague, like, so in my opinion, that's a really surface level view to have when you're trying to determine when one of the categories is forever. It's just really a surface level viewpoint, or a surface level just thought process in my opinion.
Do you think highly evolved? So you kind of like in a smaller group.
I hear that a lot.
Do you think other men think like that though?
That's what I'm saying. I can see some men thinking like that. Like I said, I don't think. Or hold on, one minute. I think that it's possible that men do feel like that because obviously he feels like that, and I'm sure he's not speaking this on his own accord. I'm sure he has a group of guys that he hang with or talk with that they feel the same kind of way. So I'm sure there's men that share that perspective. I just think that if you're a woman and you're dealing with a guy like that, it just depends on where your mindset is, because a guy that's gonna have a mindset like that, like I said, at surface level, is only gonna go so far. You know what I mean? Right. He's not gonna delve deep into who you are because he's basing it off of surface level. Fine. But I'm sure, I mean, to answer your question, I didn't mean to go so long, but I'm pretty sure there is a segment of guys who grasp to that theory.
What you think about it, Marcy?
It's definitely plenty of guys that think like that. But just like you said, what is a freak? So many people talk about they freaks and all this other stuff, but really, what is a freak? That word has always baffled me. But the part I wanted to get to is like if you do find your forever, a lot of forevers are your freaks and your friends. So
exactly,
how you between the two? Because if they are your forever, you're gonna have everything you need in that one person. So if you just looking for the freaks, maybe that's what you want, you know. So you can't just separate people just by these different categories by what you see, just like you said, on surface level. Because, you know, if you're the forever person, you're going to be the one that they can talk to, confide in. But, you know, just like they say, in the bedroom, you're a freaking the streets. I mean, a freaking the sheets and a woman in the streets. It could be so many different ways.
Duality.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's right. Your mind twirling, Jazz. What you got going on over there?
It ain't no rockets. I ain't like what he had to say. I feel like when you put labels on people like that, you put a cap over their possibilities. You know, you kind of limit them. And you kind of, it's actually self-limiting on yourself when you place people in boxes like that. Also, women aren't objects. It's not like you packing a box and the clothes going this box and the dishes going this box. It's like he's objectifying women instead of treating them like human beings. And also, I feel like his statement, it's like women can be a little bit of everything. You know what I'm saying? Like one person can have all of those qualities. It could be your freak, your friend, and your forever. And what's a forever anyway? What's forever? You know, so I don't like his terms. I feel like his terms were vague. I didn't like the fact that he was placing them in categories. I don't like the titles that he put on them. I don't like anything he said. So I'm gonna go with Dre in this one. I don't agree with what he said or how he stated it. You know what I mean? Because you like he said, you never know. You can meet somebody and sleep with them on the first day and end up spending the rest of your life with them. I've met plenty of people like that. Or you can meet somebody that's been your friend for years and y'all end up getting together. You know what I mean? Or you could meet somebody that you thought was your forever and was for the streets and was for everybody. You never know. That person gonna end up in your life. So why you gonna limit yourself on a great connection because you placed this person in the category?
I'm 100% with you, Jazz. That's how I feel. I feel like when men do that, they're limiting themselves. Because what I noticed in relationships, like I've met a few guys and I'm like, I told some of them, I'm so much more than what you try to use me for. You use strategy. You got to tap in. You know, I'm not just in one box. So yeah, I don't.
And it's not a man thing because women do it too.
Yeah,
I was just getting ready to say that.
Friends, and that was the friend that be getting me food.
Right.
Right.
I was just getting ready to say that. I was gonna let y'all do y'all woman thing for a minute, but I definitely was getting ready to come in and be like, y'all do the same shit. Y'all do the same.
I call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
You know, we do.
So I feel like
he ain't got no money, so we gonna put him over here in the RSA. We just gonna be friends. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Oh, he got a whole lot of money, but his thing little. But we gonna put him over here. He gonna spend all the money. We do it. We're limiting ourselves when we do that.
So that
I'm being honest. When I've done it before, and I've lost a lot of great opportunities putting people in boxes. No, but I've evolved from that. Yeah,
he had a very surface level, and people, men and women who operate like that's just a very surface level. Those are the people that you'll see on Facebook talking about men ain't shit and women ain't shit, and you know what I'm saying? This, that, because they haven't even taken the time to understand what they hear about. So what they're getting in the mirror is a bunch of bullshit because they on the bunch of bullshit.
Facts.
Or the ones that are just on there just doing it for shock value, just to get conversation sparked with that. Yeah.
That's why I want something like this. Out here doing genuine conversation, you know, because some of this stuff is shock jocks. It's just talking, you know, and it's like we gotta be serious. Some of this stuff we gotta get serious about. And that is very surface level. It don't get us nowhere. What we do, we have been through it, you know, younger. Like you said.
To have conversations like these, you have to have times in your life where you have honest dialogue with yourself.
That's right.
And a lot of people, they don't want to look at themselves. It's ugly. You don't want to look at yourself in the mirror. Look at all your ugly habits and your ugly characteristics. Right. You want to fix those. But that's why you keep meeting around people and dealing with all this bull and having those little surface level conversations that ain't really going nowhere because you haven't dealt with yourself.
That's right.
Yeah, I think he was more of a shock. I don't even think he believed everything he was saying.
I didn't either.
It was more so just for shock, like you said. He was just trying to say some shit to get views or something.
Yeah, I see it a lot. I be like, do they really? Cause that's what really I was telling Marcy. Because now I'm on social media a lot, building a brand. I'm like, I find myself on the phone talking like, do you really believe this crap? I'm like, let me talk to these people. Let me say. And so that's what sparked this. Like, we gotta have, like I said before, real, honest, open conversations that's genuine. And all of us on here, I think, has been where we can raise our hand. Like Jay said earlier, I've done it, you know, and we cool with admitting that. You know, we cool with admitting we've done it. We've evolved.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I definitely, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or, you know, you'll meet you have like, you know how it goes. Sometimes you be talking to certain people and you just put them out. I might not put them in categories like the forever, but I like her a little bit more than her. So I'm going to talk to her over here. I'm going to keep her. I'm going to call her right now. I might text her. You know what I'm saying? Everybody do stuff like that.
Yeah. Let's call Crissy because she can cook. I'm hungry.
Yeah. Type of thing. Yeah, I get it. Definitely.
Let's see what the next one. It kind of went too fast. Let's see what this next one talking about.
I will say this. I'm just hitting the mic. I will say this, and this is for the fellas. Let me say this to you because I go hard on the ladies because I understand the power we have. But I got to say this to the fellas. If you have never experienced a feminine woman, you will mishandle her because she's a new energy for you. Mm-hmm. So a lot of men are saying, I want a feminine woman who's X, Y, and Z. Well, if you haven't prepared yourself to receive her, because she's not going to have that drama like that. She ain't going to be going back and forth. She going to walk away from your tail the moment you start the others. Because we have to protect our femininity. Yeah. And so if you're used to drama and you're used to, women being that strong, independent, pushing back all the time, you and your toolbox.
You don't think she don't care because she's not being combative?
Yes, and you don't have anything to pull from to be able to receive her. So I will say that to the fellas: make sure you're prepared for what you're asking for. Because a feminine woman she's submissive. One of the things that I hate is the submissive conversation. Why? Because see, femininity naturally acquiesce to masculinity.
There it is.
If I ever hear a man talking about women are not submissive, I already know you are not that masculine safe place for her. You are not that alpha dude that you think you are.
I hate that submissive conversation because here's the thing about being submissive. Submissive is just trust, and trust goes both ways. Being submissive is if you being submissive if you're in a relationship and you're not being submissive to your partner, you're doing it wrong. Y'all both got to submit to each other. Both have strengths and we both have weaknesses. I'm gonna submit to your strength because I understand that might be my weakness, and you got an expertise in that area. That whole submission shit is all people need to go and look at etymology and understand the real meaning of submission before they make blanket statements about wanting submission or wanting people to submit to them.
Mm-hmm. I got lost in the sauce because once she started talking about submission, I forgot what else happened at the beginning.
She was talking about men. I'm sorry, go ahead.
The feminine energy, yeah, I remember now. But just like he said, the submission conversation, I get so sick of it. I actually had the submission conversation today. Like, are you ready to submit? I said, submit to what? If you have to ask me about submission, then we don't need to talk about it. Like, it's that simple. Just like he said. But when she said the feminine energy, that's a problem too, because most relationships are, if you haven't gotten to a place of self-awareness and peace, like you're used to always arguing, you used to fighting and all that. I don't like to do all that arguing. We can hold a conversation, we could agree to disagree, all of that. But like if you don't entertain it, a lot of times I've noticed for guys that are used to the toxicity, they want you to talk to them crazy, they want you to holler and scream. And if you just walk away or be like, okay, we'll talk about it when you kind of bring it down, they not used to that. It becomes an issue. So I can understand that statement that she had to say. But
as femininity and more feminine goes, that's kind of, I'm going to be completely transparent. That's kind of new to me because I'm used to being, very dominant, independent female. But as I age, I kind of tap into my femininity a bit more. And what I've noticed is that I feel I'm not as confrontational anymore. I found a better way to be more emotionally balanced dealing with issues. Basically, I know how to sit down and talk. I know how to sit down and have a conversation emotionally without losing myself or losing my grips or losing my temper. As far as the submission term goes, I'm not a fan of that term either because I'm going to agree with Dre when he said it kind of goes both ways, and people don't understand like the true meaning of submission. And I think, and I agree with what she said when she said that submission is based in safe. How can you expect me to submit to you if I don't feel safe with you? And how can I expect for you as a male to submit to me if I haven't provided you a safe space to be yourself?
Yep.
So, and I think that's the issue in a lot of relationships. We're constantly judging each other. We're following these roles that we're supposed to play. But let's be honest, even though I am my femininity, I'm still natural dominant female. And that doesn't mean that I can't have a male that can ebb and flow with me. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean I can't have a person that can balance with me. That doesn't mean that my strengths or his can't be his weaknesses or my weaknesses can't balance out his strengths. I think what happens to a lot of people, again, they don't take the time to really get to know themselves and to accept who they are and be comfortable with themselves. So they take on these roles that society tells us that we have to be. I had to come to the terms that I am naturally a dominant female, but I can still be very feminine at the same time. Mm-hmm. Two things can be true at the same time.
We the same. I'm the same too. I had to learn how to balance it because, like you said, I'm a naturally strong-willed female, and it can be kind of dominant. But I've learned how to balance that because I want a man that's gonna work with it. I'm just who I am. I can't help it. It's not that I'm being ugly or nothing, but I've dealt with men being offended. But it's like I'm just a strong woman. It's not no offense to you.
They're not for you.
Yeah.
The right person for you is going to be natural, and that's what they got to learn. Because I kept feeling I had to change. Like, oh my gosh, I'm too aggressive. Because people like, you too manly, you too aggressive. Like, I gotta change. I gotta change. All I gotta do is be myself, and the right person is going to naturally balance you out. Of course, it takes compromise, and you got to fine tune yourself. But the right person, they ain't gonna have no problem with you being strong.
A lot of times, like, see, all right, so y'all identify as dominant women. I'm more of a nurturing man. Like, I'm a Cancer, I'm a Taurus moon, so I'm a Venus, and my Venus is in Cancer, so I have a real nurturing disposition. So a lot of times, chicks or women that I deal with, they soft. Then I turn up on their ass, and they feel like I'm crazy, and it really don't be that. It just be like it goes. I have a natural baseline of balance. Like that's my baseline. But a lot of times, just like y'all say, men, expect to argue or stuff like that. Women expect men to be controlling or expect men to be dominant. And it's like, I'm more of a, I'm gonna take what I do well and we're gonna take what you do well and we're gonna do this shit together well versus you depending on me to, you come in and then, or I'm depending on, we gonna meld this together and alchemize what I do well. So yeah, it's really a perception. And like you said, knowing about yourself. Once you know about yourself enough, you can see eye to eye with people when they're on.
And what I've noticed too, people that have great relationships, it could be the dad could be at home with the kid and the wife is doing whatever outside the home, but it works for them and they happy and they don't care about what nobody say. So that's what we got to do. Like Jess just said, when you get that person, they don't care. It's gonna blend. You go. It's gonna blend out.
That's because the key word in relationship is relate. How do you relate to the person that you're dealing with?
I did it for years. I worked, Boo Boo did homework, cooked meal for like a portion of a very long relationship. We swapped roles and it worked. It was very structured. So I'm not against it. I'm not the, I want to stay home and the man got to go to work. I'm with whatever works. Whatever works. Whatever structure or system balances out and works. That's what I'm with.
I'm with too, because it's definitely a partnership, and you got to manage it. Like like Dre said earlier, where you strong at? That's why it's two people. If you got $20 and I got $5, we got $25.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We got $25, and that's how it need to be. We in this thing together, and we got to get back to that. Because I was married, for some years, and my husband just wanted to pay the mortgage or the rent or whatever. I'm like, okay, well, it didn't work out, but because you want to be separate. No, we got to be in this. I knew better, but he didn't want to do it. So that's why it didn't work. But that's right. We got to be in it together, and not be concerned about who don't agree with what you got going on. We got to stop being concerned about people they think about us.
That's that social media shit. Like we in a point in time where we feel like what we see, it's a overstimulation. We starting to see this and see that, and we feel like, well, I want that, or I want that, or I want. You don't even understand the dynamic of what they operating out of to have this specific thing that you're seeing.
I made a video last night for my channel, and I said just that. I said we are overstimulated. We got to get back to the old focus stuff. Some of it. We got technology is great, but we too overstimulated. It's too much. And guess what? As humans, we need the basic thing. We need to touch and feel on each other. That's what we need. You need body to body, human to human. Right. That's what we need to survive. Each other. And we definitely overstimulate for sure. For sure. Let's see what we got for number 3.
The worst betrayal in the world is false intimacy. That's why I like my enemies to be enemies. Y'all ain't with me. I like my enemies to be enemies. I like my enemies to say, I don't like you. I can't stand you. I don't like the way you preach. I don't like the way you look. I like my enemies to be enemies, because once I know you're an enemy, I know how to handle you. What confuses me is when you wear the camouflage of friendship and I give you access into the inner sanctum of who I am, and now you betray me with the kiss.
I totally agree. Like I want to know where I stand there with people. But the thing about me is most of the time I don't really have that issue, because I can feel who my intuition and I'm an empath, so if you got any ill will, I'm kind of keeping you with a long arm spoon anyway. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely agree with that, because I want to know where I stand when it comes to friendship and enemies, or people. I don't even really have enemies, but people I just don't deal with on the friendship level. You know what I mean? Because I know the type of person that I am. I know when I mess with you a certain kind of way, I pour into you. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing I wouldn't do for you. If I got it, you got it. So I can't have people just 1 foot on one side of the line or 1 foot on the other side of the line have access to me. And I as much as an empath as I am, I have had to kind of even refine my radar or whatever, because I have had a couple people get through. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I do agree with what he's saying. I like to have clear understanding of who's who, because that's how it dictates how I'm project my energy to you.
But you notice that being an empath, like you just said, your radar got a little off on some people. Yeah, I've been through that too.
Yeah, some people be good. Some people good. They'll slide through them crevices and them cracks. You know what I mean? Yeah. But you still got to pay attention. Anytime you get that red flag, you got to be like, all right, damn it, hold on, that's a red flag. A lot of times we see them red flags, we be like, oh, that's such and such, they cool. But when you see them red flags, you gotta exercise your discretion ASAP.
Yeah, the scamming game is elevated every day with people. So a lot of people are posing as your friends or business partners and all of these other things when they have ulterior motives. But you can keep your eyes wide open, but they got plenty clothes on sometimes, and it'll be hidden from. We mistake red flags for green flags, yellow flags all the time. So you just, like you have to be again, it's back to awareness. You have to be aware of who's around you and is in your life or being around you. What are they looking to gain from it? And that's a hard place to be, because you always looking past people or trying to I know we say we try not to judge people, but you're looking at them in a different light all the the time, like what they want from me. And it's hard to do, just trying to we already just trying to maintain and live life, but to have to question everybody that's around you, like, why are you here? And it is easier to know what it is. And sometimes we fake the funk. That's what I can't stand. If you don't like somebody, just to be around because they might be cool with somebody else, and we tolerate them to a level. If I don't like you, I just don't like you. You're not gonna get the smiles and the I can't do the fake stuff with you. So and we keep that space open because we always trying to be cool or trying to keep the peace sometimes. So sometimes your peace is what's the most important. Always, actually.
I'm about to say all the time.
Always, your peace is what's most important. So if you don't like that person, like, I ain't gonna be able to do it, or I'm not coming. Or you have to stand your ground and do the things that are best for you, so that you won't put yourself in a position where you're around these fake people that are just posing to be in your space.
I agree with y'all. And what I've learned to do, which was difficult for me at one point because I'm a very friendly person, but being too friendly has cost me a lot of stress and energy. I've learned to nip things in the bud and, just you got one time to show me who you really are. Once you show me who you really are, I've kind of learned how to kind of step back and keep you at a distance, when at one point I probably would have faked the funk just to kind of keep the peace. But I think sometimes you get to a certain point in your life where you don't really care about keeping the peace with somebody, because the most important thing to me is peace with myself. And if you messing with my peace every time you come around, I'm just not going to waste my time being around you. Like DeAndre, I am an empath too, so I can kind of get a feel for it. But I also know that everyone in my life has a purpose. So even if I feel like, you ain't the most genuine, you may serve a purpose for me at that moment. So, and I hate to say that it sounds like using, but it is what it is. You might serve a purpose for me at that moment, but when that purpose is over, then, I'll remove myself or go on my way.
Yep, that's what I do now is, like, I have to go in meditation and say, what is this person back in my life for or around for? And this is a recent lesson I had to learn. And it's like, it's back to the basic old folks saying, when they show you who they are, just believe it.
Believe it.
We want to add or subtract or fix it with now and this and this. But the message was, it's simple as, when they show you who they are, that's just it. You want to look at other things, which is great, but look at it just for what it is. And then you are more important. Your happiness is more important. And it's with some people, because I've let a lot of people go. Basically, everybody in my life is almost gone because I got on a spiritual journey. But it's like a few people, was like it was tough, But that lesson is hit home for me, for real. It's like, they not for you right now. They're not for you. You gotta let them go. It's love, with love though, with love.
A lot of that stems from our relationships, like in childhood, like with our parents and like stuff like that, because it's like, it's been times where you ain't, like, your parents move kind of funny, but you had to, it's your parents, like, what you gonna do? So you kind of learn to, keep the peace, and then you get older and you find yourself repeating those situations until you be like, nah, man, hell nah, I'm not about to do that, or I'm not about to, let them emotionally manipulate me, or I'm not about to let them, do whatever it is they do to kind of make you feel, because people will try to guilt you, into, dealing with them for real based on, the stuff they got going on. So once you recognize it, like you said, you just got to cut that cord and keep it pushing.
Because they know who you are.
Oh, yeah.
They know you're an empath. They know your heart.
Right.
So they know. It's just, let's see what we got.
I tell people all the time, like, when they're like, oh, you're so strong. And I'm like, but I have to be. I don't want to be like, I want to be fragile. And people see it as a weak word, but think about it. When something's fragile, you treat it more with care. You're very careful. You're, treat me like I'm fragile, because I can break too. And people are so used to me being so strong and so independent that they usually don't check on me. If I do have an issue and I happen to voice it, like, oh, you're fine. Like, they brush me off. Or it's kind of like, Shakira, you always figure it out. But I'm human too. I have feelings too. I feel things very deeply too. So don't treat me like I'm strong, because I don't consider that to be a thing of like, oh, that's so great an accomplishment. No, treat me like I'm fragile. Treat me with care.
I feel exactly how she feels. Like, one thing I've learned, like, people forget, like, because you're strong and you deal with everything well, or it's seemingly well, because you don't know what happened when I'm at home by myself. Check on your strong friend. How you doing? Like, really, how are you doing? Because a lot of times they really be going through, because they holding up a lot of other relationships that they have. You need to check on them consistently. I got a saying now. I'll be like, I'm Kelly Price tired. I don't know if y'all heard that song, Tired, with her. And one of the main lines is, I'm tired of feeling weak but being strong. And that's a story of a lot of people. And what she said with that fragility, like for real, like I just want to relax, fragile. I want somebody to worry about me instead of me always having to worry about somebody else. So you have to have that balance. You could be strong, but I mean all the time, like you need somebody to talk to. You need a soft place to land too. So I can totally agree and identify with that.
Yeah, that's fact. Like, look, my mama a Leo with a Taurus moon. You know, I had a lot of responsibility when I was 8 years old. I had responsibilities since I was 8, raised, taking care of kids, babysitting, not. So I totally get that. But as a man, you say some shit like that, and it's like people side eye you. Like, not, you know. I don't mind being strong because I understand that's in my nature, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I do want somebody to, you know, like, damn, you good? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not necessarily cater to me, but damn, check on you, all right? Like, you know what I'm saying? I know you do, you know, just acknowledge, you know, what I, you know, the strength that I have to put out and the strength that I have to, you know, have so that everything can be everything. But no, I get what she's saying. But, you know, from a male perspective, I don't think a lot of women understand that, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of women play you like if you show any signs of vulnerability, like you gay, you a sucker, you this, you know what I mean? But
you a simp,
yeah, all that, you know what I mean? But it's like, I'm human, like, you know what I mean? So I can bottle this up, and next week I could cuss your ass out, you know what I'm saying? Or you could check on me, or you can give me the empathy and the understanding that I give you, so that it can, you know, we can all, you know, we can flow.
So what can we? Because that's so like, what can we do? Like in a practical way to make a man feel like he's
just asking is he good? Like just something as simple as, are you good? Like, now I know, I get it. It's gonna be some men who ain't gonna be receptive. They're gonna maybe you know, like push back.
What
like,
you mean?
But
I was about to go there with you.
But if you're dealing with somebody that you know is on the level of which, if you're dealing with somebody that's on the level that you're supposed to be, like that's on your level, that understands where you are, you know what I'm saying, that's in sync with you, they not gonna react like that because they already understand you coming from a place of love. So it's like they gonna feel like you trying to understand them and reciprocate. So it's, you know, now I don't know how it's gonna be dealing with people, them wild card motherfuckers. I don't know. Like, right. I don't know how that's gonna go. They might feel a little offended, or you know what I'm saying, feel like you downplaying their manhood or whatever like that. I ain't who I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who really understand. I'm talking about men who really understand that you there love and capacity, and you trying to administer love in that moment. Just, are you good? Like, you know, like you know, I don't know. Like, I don't know. It just depends. You just gotta see what they be on and cater to where you see they might need you to cater to them, man.
We have weekly check-in, and that's where, like, once a week we'll just sit down and we just have honest dialogue. You know, how am I doing? Is there anything I need to work on? Did I say or do anything to offend you? Because a lot of times men will hold things in, things come to a head, that's when everything is spew out. So what I try my best to do is to create a safe space for conversation. And of course, it takes learning to take criticism about yourself. But just every week we sit down and we talk. Like, hey, is there something I did this week that made you upset? Is there something I said? Or is there something that I could have said differently? Like the last time we talked, he's not the biggest guy. He's a smaller guy. He said, I don't like when you talk about that. You know, that bothers me. Well, let's talk about it. Why does it bother you? I don't mean to insult you. You know, just having those honest conversations. Or I had a rough day this week at work because of this. Why was it rough? What happened? You know what I mean? So just sit down and I think encouraging dialect, just having those conversations, those really help provide a safe space for two people to communicate with each other honestly, because your partner should be able to come to you and tell you anything about how they feel, and they should be able to express their emotions however they want without being looked at or judged a certain way.
Yeah, I think somebody said it a minute ago. That was the key. When you with the right person, all that's going, like you saying, Jazz, you with that right person, it's gonna click anyway. You know, they gonna know. If you get in your car and drive 30 minutes to do a check on them, they gonna know, hey, she got me. I know she got my back. But if you with the right person, they be like, this chick crazy. What? You know? So,
but again, I bring it back to the self.
Right.
I had to learn how to have honest dialogue with myself, because at one point I couldn't take any criticism. If you sat me down and told me anything was wrong with me, I was ready to run. I was crying, I was mad, I was ready to fight. So I had to learn how to sit down and be self-critical. And that's the difficult part, is to be self-critical.
Because I found out a couple things about me through relationships. Like, I'm like, my communication is horrible. You know, I thought I had good communication. But it's like, no, sister, your communication ain't good. So you're right. You got to have those honest conversations, because whatever that person is showing you, you got it in you too.
Yeah, relationships, that's the biggest mirror, is a relationship.
That's the biggest mirror, right.
Like, not even just the relationship that you have with companions, like all your relationships are mirrors. Like you see yourself everywhere you go, and then a lot of times you like to criticize yourself and other people.
That's right. That's what you're doing.
That part. That part.
Dig, I'm gonna put you on game. Nothing is nothing till you react to it. Nobody is nobody till you respond to them. Nothing exists until it gets your attention. Now look at what got your attention, what got your response, and got you reacting. To know that things are what it is because of what you are paying attention to. People are what they are because you respond to them. There ain't nobody until you make them valid. Man, you better know who you is, man.
Hey, I fuck with dude. I don't know his name, but I've seen a couple of his videos. I fuck with him.
Oh, okay.
I like his logic.
Yeah, so true.
But he definitely right though, because that just goes back to what we was just talking about. Like, relationships are mirrors, or stuff. Everybody is a mirror. So when you react to certain stuff, you ain't reacting to that person. You reacting to that vibration inside of yourself. Yep. And when you react to that shows you where you need to, refine within yourself.
So true. When you having that honest, like Jay said, when you being honest with yourself, that's when you make the progress. Definitely, because it's a mirror. You know what I'm saying? People say, all women is hoes. I'm like, so, well, that's who you dealing with. Right. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no good men. I'm like, I done met a few decent men, So who you dealing with? It's just depending upon where's your vibration, what you gonna align with.
Yeah. I tell people that all the time. I be on Facebook going off on people all the time, because as soon as I see them post, I'm that guy on that post like, well, all you doing is getting you. All you doing is attracting you. All them people that you say ain't shit. You are the piss that's in the dating pool. You are actually the piss that's in the dating pool.
Right.
Like, to
they
be
don't
honest,
hear that.
They don't want to hear that. Them posts get tumbleweed on it. They don't be like, once I speak, and ain't nobody gonna comment on that comment. They gonna keep it pushing. They gonna keep the victim mentality going. But I'm always gonna come and tell the truth. That's my toxic trait, is telling the truth.
Right. We need that. We need more truth tellers.
What they say, where your thoughts go, your energy go.
Mm-hmm.
So if you assign your thoughts to something, or you give something or somebody that type of attention, that's where your energy goes. And that's what really makes it exist. Because is any of this shit real anyway, for real?
It's only as real as you make it.
That's right.
Only as real as you make it.
That's right. They're talking about hell, heaven and hell. Heaven and hell right here.
Mind state.
It's mindset. You got people right now that's living in a lap of luxury.
Right.
And some people just living, they miserable. And it's because of you.
It's like you said, it's people that's like billionaires that's miserable. So it can't be, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So it's all in your mind. You are the creator of your universe. That's why I say universe. Uni is one. So you are the creator of your own universe.
Right. And people get mad with you. This lady got mad at me. Why you always positive? Like, it ain't always, and I'm like, no, it's not that I'm being positive. I'm giving you the other side to it. Somebody got to say it out loud, because y'all complaining, but look how set up you are. You know what I'm saying? You set up. So I gotta say it out loud so y'all can hear the other side. You could be worse than this. But like, you always say it ain't. And I said, no, it really is. It's both things. But what you gonna focus on? Because guess what? Focus on that part. It's gonna come in a month. You're gonna get mad because it's here, but that's the one you gave the energy to.
Yeah, people don't like when you shine your light on their dark.
Oh.
One thing I always say is that joy and happiness reside inside of me. Can't no one or nothing outside of me bring that to me, because it's already housed inside of me. And that's where I live at from now on. No matter what's going on, nothing outside of me can affect me. It may be things I don't like, things that I can't stand what's going on, but I realize how real this reality really is, which it isn't. So joy and happiness has a special place within me, and that's where I go. So I'm always positive, even when, things aren't the best, Now, every once in a while I might spaz a little, but I go back to my little place, like we go back.
Right. Well, I learned that whatever come up, it's an antidote, it's a solution. So we can be mad about the problem for a minute. Okay, now we got the problem. Now what's the solution? We can't stay on, that side. You got to balance it out. You know what I mean?
I don't stay long anymore.
True. Sometimes people be in love with the energy of the problem though. And they don't want the solution.
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying? A lot of times people just want to be in that place where they like, oh, woe is me. Like they know that place and it's comfortable to them and they can describe how they feel. They don't know how to feel on the other side, because they ain't had experience. It's wild, but
we addicted to misery and suffering.
Right.
That's our comfort.
Comfort. Let's see what we got on number 6.
Comfort and chaos.
A lot of us are trying to heal while we still trying to be happy. A lot of us are trying to heal while we still trying to chase our dreams. A lot of us are trying to heal while we still trying to be in love with somebody. A lot of us are trying to heal while we still trying to battle that depression from that thing that just happened in our life. So I don't even think that it's not possible for us to heal or that healing is the hard thing. I think the hard thing about the whole healing process is that you're trying to heal from something that happened in your past and something that happened so long ago, but you're still dealing with new experiences and new feelings and new things every single day of your life. You try to balance all that. So I don't think healing is hard. I think healing while trying to continue to live your life as a human being is hard. But that's the thing a lot of people don't tell us.
You said a lot.
That's fact. I was just thinking about that today. Like literally, I had that thought today. It's like, it's like trying to do so much, but I'm still trying to heal so much. Like I'm still trying to fix so much while I'm trying to establish things. And it's like, you got to keep stuff in perspective and understand that everything ain't linear. You know what I'm saying? We're not living a linear experience. It's not like, once A and B gets together, then C and D is going to come together, then E and F is going to happen. Yeah. It don't work like that. You just gotta stay in the moment where you at and understand that, you a work in progress at all times. You know what I mean? And it's like, you gotta give yourself grace. You gotta understand that, Rome wasn't built in a day. Like you gotta understand that everybody going through their own stuff. Like it's a lot to consider why you trying to get yourself together. Nah, that's facts. It's definitely a lot.
It is.
I just take it a day at a time.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can do. Just focus on one thing that I need to heal at a time. Because sometimes when we try to heal everything at once, it's overwhelming, especially if you've been through a lot. So I take this one thing I need to heal, I find the source of it, and I stick to that. I do my little EFT exercises, I pray, meditate, journal on that one thing, and then, once I start to feel better, it's on to the next. But I think healing is just as long as we have an existence here on this plane, on this planet, there's always going to be something we need to heal from. Because this is a traumatic place. It's something that we need to heal from. Always. Something's always going to happen, and you're going to have to heal from it.
So true. And like you said, I'm the same way. It's like I do a layer and I go, something else happens. Somebody show me something in their mirror, and I'm like, okay, it's about me. And I have to go, like James, figure out what it is. I'm writing, I'm looking, and I'm like, okay, peel that one back, and I think I got it going on. And then it's like you say, as long as we here, it's a process of healing. But we still...
And then it just adds back to what he says too. Yeah. While you healing, you still living everyday life. So you doing the basic challenges of your everyday life, working, making sure you eat, making sure you take care of, but then you met with another challenge every day while you still in the process of healing. It's a never-ending cycle. It's the circle of life. It's like how can you win every day fighting the battle? It's hard.
Right. That's where perspective come in. You gotta have a perspective and understand that, like when stuff goes and it's challenging, it's not like the end of the world. You gotta. A lot of times your challenges tell you a lot about yourself. It tell you about, go back to that mirror where you will see like, well, damn, like I keep having this certain challenge. So what is it within me that keeps presenting me with this challenge? Like, why do I keep running into this wall? If you're not that aware, you just feel like walls popping up everywhere. And you feel like, well, damn, man, life just so messed up. Like this keep happening and woe is me and this, but you gotta have awareness and perspective. Allow yourself, that'll allow yourself the grace you need to get through those challenges.
A lot of people aren't aware, and they're not aware of things that they can do to get themselves to their self-awareness. True. That's why, like, I'm advocating for people, especially in our age group at this point, like counseling is absolutely necessary. You could try to work all your problems out alone or just by, being looking in the mirror by what somebody else told you. But sometimes you need to lay that shit out with someone else that doesn't really know, to help you see a different perspective.
No,
I'm
that's
gonna bring
true.
it back to perspective. Like, it's the way you view things. I can lose my job tomorrow. On one hand, I could be like, "Oh my God, my life is over. I lost my job. What am I going to do?" Or on the other hand, I could be like, "Okay, this is an opportunity to begin something new." So it's all about how you look at things. You know, my relationship ended today. Oh my God, he left me. It's over. I'm heartbroken. You know, we've been there before. Or you could look at it, okay, this didn't work. You know, let me get back up. God might have something better for me over here. It's an opportunity to start something new. So I think when we change how we look at challenges and perceptions, and a lot of times we have challenges to make us stronger. How many times have you looked back on your life and looked at some challenges that you had and went through them again, and it's nothing to you because you went through it before?
Master that stuff.
That make you go through it again, and you be like, okay, I went through this. I've been here already.
Right.
So a lot of stuff that you went through that you can handle, other people can't handle because they ain't been through what you've been through.
Right.
So I started viewing my challenges different. I don't view them as negative. I just view them as things that happen and obstacles I need to cross.
That's right.
And I take what I can learn from those obstacles.
And I always ask myself now when things, how did I show up? How did I really show up? Because it matters. Not what they do, but and a couple times I'm like, no, you didn't show up too. You didn't show up too good. You was kind of faulty too. So you gotta just say, how did I show up? Because we think that we doing something on the level, but really when you look back in, like, no, I didn't do that too good. So we do. You have to. But like Marcy was saying, we are a different group. Most people don't have the know-how, the wherewithal to be aware. And that's why we do need more groups to have talk, to have safe spaces and talk. I'm open for counseling, but not the traditional counseling. That ain't gonna really help you. You need some counseling that's alternative than the traditional counseling. Because they got problems too, they on drugs, they got issues, they can't help you. So counseling is cool, but in a traditional way. Get you some counseling. But and we need more safe places for our men too.
Absolutely.
Too. We really, really need that.
And I say creating safe spaces.
Yeah. I saw an article last night and it said that men is on the rise for loneliness and depression. Single men, loneliness and depression. And it's like, because they don't feel like they got nowhere to go, the safe spaces.
That go back to that video with the girl and the fragility. That's what that go back to that.
Yeah.
And then I think too, when men, how I want to put it, that's how I said to put like I want to put it. When men come across the nurturer female or the female, that will give them the safe space.
If they allow it. If they
it's not really what they want. You know what I mean?
It just depends. It just depends.
Now I'm being superficial about it. You know how men can be. Men are very visual and physical. And she may be, she might live in the projects, but she got a good heart. She take care of her kids and she a nurturer. But you might have some men that want her because she got 2 kids.
But I'm silly, so I was getting ready to say something silly, but it's like, yeah, you'll have those guys, but if she got a big butt, it might be a dude that'd be receptive to the nurturing because she thick as hell. So it might in a kind of messed up way work out with the superficiality.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Also, we got to think about the past of some of these males. So for some males, no matter how much you try to provide a safe space, they don't have the capacity to express themselves because of a traumatic past or past relationships with the wrong females or relationships with their parents. How many times have you heard parents tell their sons, quit crying, suck it up, get your ass up,
man up. Yeah.
Man up. You know what I mean? They can't express themselves.
Right. That was my child.
So,
that's exactly what I was going to say. Society and people.
They can't express themselves. Or how many times have men been around their friends and they feel a way about their girl and their friends are heckling them like, you a sucker, you soft. Like that, you girl. You know what I mean? You just
See, I'm lucky to never have had those friends. All the friends I've ever had, like all my close friends, like we ain't the type that's gonna be like hanging with each other more than we hang with our women. Like that's we don't do no shit like that. Like you get clowned. Like why you over here with us if your girl you better gone over there with your girl. Like that's the type of friends like, we don't do all that buddy shit. Like we cool when we cool. When it's time to go lay up, we go lay up.
Right. That's what's up right there. I like that. Let's see what we got. 7 and 8.
Some of y'all fumbling people and fumbling loves that you will never experience again in your life. That type of support, that type of care, that type of concern. That person that loves you unconditionally. They can see the clay of you. Not even the fully built version of you. Still give you their all. I would not want to be the person to look back and say, I had that. And I that up. And I let that go. I don't know how some of y'all do it. But damn. Let me tell y'all this.
I just said that. I just talked about that. Yeah.
I feel like if you fuck something up or you let it go, it wasn't meant for you to have. You don't deserve it anyway, or it wasn't meant for you. It wasn't meant to be there.
You don't deserve it.
You can't fumble something that ain't meant for you to have.
That's right.
I'm sorry to have. It's gonna be taken away one way or the other.
I'm convinced you're not meant to have it. Right.
People fumble something they ain't ready for. You know, you catch the football, your fingers are slippery, it slipped through your fingers, or you trip over something and then it rolls out your hand. You know, just people fumble stuff they ain't ready for.
You know what I noticed too? I noticed this too. When you with somebody and they not trying to get to their best self, but you are, they don't want to do the work. So they would rather go be with somebody else so they can slack off and chill out and not do the work versus not fumbling. Like you said, they can have it, but they're not willing to work at it because it's a vibration. If I'm working on myself, they'll be doing the same thing. If you want to do that same thing, then we ain't gonna stick. It's gonna fall apart. And they lazy. They rather go and be with somebody else who's gonna accept their mediocrity. I noticed that.
I'm play devil's advocate with you. Sometimes working on yourself can push other people away naturally.
That's true.
You know, so sometimes it ain't always the fact that they're not working on themselves too, but the energies may not complement themselves at the time. So sometimes you working on yourself, your energy, it to me, it can't come off repulsive. So sometimes when somebody's that's why when some people work on this, they need to be by they say. I remember Dre told me this years ago. He's like, you need to sit down, you need to be alone. And I used to get so mad, like, what, I ain't good enough, Dre? You know what I'm saying? Because me and Dre had a lot of deep talks, you know. But I understand, I learned that when I did take time to work on myself, I was repulsive. So I'll tell you to come on in, but then I'll turn around and push you away. You know what I mean? Sometimes it ain't always like okay, you working on yourself and that person ain't gonna fall out. So you push them away.
And then sometimes like the person who is quote unquote fumbled, it's not that they was fumbled, but they was learning a lesson too. You know what I mean? Like they was learning a lesson about boundaries, or they was learning a lesson about, you know, whatever it is that they had to learn, but that was just the way the lesson came out. And they feel a certain kind of way, but you know, when they honest with themselves and when they look at, you know, they see the part that they played in it and allowing themselves to be focused.
The one thing about it though, like the way I talked about the fumble, if it wasn't for you, you know, you're gonna fumble it anyway. I get that because I was looking at it from a different perspective at first. But one thing she said in here, with the clay of a person, I think a lot of times we fall in love with the potential that we see this person in being, and that's us fumbling. You know, we enter into these build-a-bear relationships, like, you know, where, you know, you got to build a nigga, you got to help him be this, be that, just so he can get to what you see for him. But if he doesn't see it for himself, or that was never anywhere in his wheelhouse, that's your fumble. You know, so it could be both sides of it, two sides of that coin.
Yeah, that's what I was meaning. Like you in the process of being fumbled, you, like you said, you fumble yourself because you lack something that allowed yourself to be fumbled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not looking for somebody that's complete. We always looking to add to some people. You know, you're supposed to come to a relationship complete. I come complete, you come complete, and then we can build from there. But we come in like, oh, knowing that he don't have this, that, and the third. And some of these things are like basic level stuff. But you still wanna, oh, I can help him get there. No. Some people got to get there. They have to get there themselves. You shouldn't have to be filling somebody else's cup. You know, you still got to fill your own.
Yeah. But what's complete though? You know, we hear that a lot. Like, you got to be complete. Like, what's complete? Because we're constantly being depleted. What's complete? What? I wish that somebody would give me a clear definition of what being complete is. Because sometimes we're meant to meet certain people to show us what feeling complete is. But you know what I mean? What does it mean to be complete? Especially if we're always healing, we're always going through stuff, we're always working on something, we're always working through something. what does it mean to be complete? Because we've all seen situations where people be lost and they meet people and they find themselves in other people. Like, what does it mean to be complete?
Well, when I'm saying complete, I'm not talking about in the aspect of where you still growing, you still healing and all that. I'm talking about basic, like I said, basic level needs and things that you should have when you enter into a relationship. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about not constantly growing, because you want to do that regardless in every relationship. But and when I'm saying build a bear, I'm talking about like, if I got to help you find a job, if I got to help you learn how to build your finances, if I got to help you do all of these basic level stuff like that, you're not complete. You haven't learned the basic standards of life to take care of yourself. How are you going to help in a situation where we were supposed to be coming together to take care of each other? That's what I'm talking about when I say complete.
Mm-hmm. I just feel that, like, for some, not for all, because I'm one that had to get it out the mud. Everything I've had to give for myself. Somebody might be meant to come in your life. A male or a female might be meant to come in your life to help you financially, balance you financially, or teach you about finance or money, or teach you how to love, or whatever lesson they may have, or whatever purpose they may serve in your life. So I think situations like these they're just so individual based upon like what we need. And it goes back to balance again. Find the people that balance us out. You know what I mean? Find the people that balance us out. Like, I know that if I meet somebody, there's a chance that I may be the breadwinner because I'm a very hardworking individual, you know? But how does this person balance me out? What can they teach me? You know, I might meet somebody who's better than I am with finances that maybe teach me better ways to invest or save or do this or that. You know what I mean? It's like, I guess for everybody, it's different things. That's why when I hear complete, and it's not nothing towards you, but when I hear complete, I'm like, okay, so what's complete? It's complete different for every single person, every individual person. What's complete? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that just goes to show you how every relationship or every situation is different. You know what I mean? Because everybody's not going to operate out of the same scope or not. You know, but you do have to be self-aware enough to know that if that's one of your things, like, well, it's that type of thing where you can't settle for less, because then you're going to put yourself in a position to always be feeling like, well, damn, I settle for less, and it's going to put a bad or a negative energy within the, you know, the cipher, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's all individualized. It's about what you like Jazz said, it's about balancing. It's about being able to understand, you know, where you're strong at, where that person is weak at, and vice versa. Because if you guys have enough balance in certain areas, then you can make anything work. You know what I mean? Like, you know, especially if you got respect and my thing is agreeance. If we can agree to go in the same direction, we can't be stopped regardless. There's nothing that we can do to be stopped if we can agree to go in the same direction. Now, that don't mean that I'm going to always be the one making decisions or I'm going to always be right. But if we agree that we're going in this direction and we agree to communicate along the journey about the direction, as long as we make sure we're going in the same direction, we can't stop. Flat out.
I want to kind of piggyback about what Marcy was saying, because I'm gonna say it's two parts. The first part is I was the type of person that it didn't matter if you have to have no job, no whatever. Long as you was a good person and we matched, I'm rolling with it because I'm a hard worker. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna let you get this good, and I did that for most of my adult life with guys, you know. But I found out that my self-esteem was low, right? You know, I wasn't wanting to be with self-love. And I saw that men who didn't have a job, who didn't have a car, who didn't have their own place to stay, they were very miserable. And even though I'm telling you, a king, you are a king, you can't do this, I'm going to help you do it. They weren't trying to hear it. So being in that over and over and over, now I'm like, I hold myself in high regard. You got to come in the same way. So if having a car is what you desire, you need to have that car. Because if you don't have it, if having this job, be doing it. Be on your way. Have goals and dreams and be trying to obtain them. Because a man don't have those things, it's like I'm telling him he's a king, but he's not buying it. Because he don't.
But that works for you. And what I'm saying is that everybody different. You know, that works for you. You know, I my old boss, Her husband's a stay-at-home dad. He ain't never worked. They've been married 20 years, and they are happy. She happy. She go to work every day, run the damn dialysis center, make the money, do whatever she gonna do, and go back home. They have a great home. They have a great family. That system works for them. She don't mind her husband not working. So it just depends on like what you need to balance you out. Now, maybe on your part, the fact that these men didn't work and they didn't provide, it affected your self-esteem because a part of you settled for that. But for some people, it's okay with them.
Yeah.
You know, everybody.
I bet I didn't mean to cut you off. Those guys was just responding to your vibration of low self-esteem.
That's what it was. That's exactly what it was.
So, you could have been in a position, you would have been with the right guy, building him up with somebody who had a self-esteem. They just was down on their luck or whatever. It would have worked. It would have been like, but they was just responding to that vibration.
That's right. That's what it was. It was me and my low self-esteem. I was bringing it to me. So it wasn't really them. It was really me. But now I'm like, I want you to be whatever you want for yourself. I want you to be doing that so you can be happy within you.
Right.
Whatever that is. If you don't want no job and you happy about that and you doing good, don't have a job. I mean, you got your income, but don't want those things and don't have them. And then you try to, first of all, you need to be by yourself and get together anyway, to me, if you don't have what you desire. Yeah. But like Jan said, though, people going to come in your life to help you. People going to come in your life to
whatever works for you. I've never had a long-term relationship with anybody where they didn't walk out with more than they came in with. But the issue with my past relationships is that I was often left depleted, helping these people get to where they went. I mean, my ex, he got a whole degree. I had to talk him into getting a degree. And even though I can't say that about him, because with him, I got two degrees. I went to nursing school twice, got a good job. So we kind of build each other up. But there are instances where, I built people up or they built me up and somebody was left depleted. So I just think that what I had to learn to do was to understand me and understood what worked for me and what balances me. You know what I mean? So you can't come to me flat broke and think you're going to sleep on my couch all the time. It's just everybody's got something. You know what I'm saying? Right. You got to bring something to the table. You know what I mean? It ain't got to be the world. You ain't got to be no doctor driving no Mercedes. But it's just everybody has it. But I got friends like that. You got to come at them like that or they're not even going to look at you. So it just depends on what balances you out and what you need. Everybody's so different. Everybody's needs are different.
That's true. Yeah. It's our last one.
Women, the state of men. You know how you say it ain't no good men? Okay, that's fine. It's your fault though. Yeah, I said it because you keep giving them passes when they ain't worth nothing. So if you marry them and they ain't worth nothing, why would they become anything better? I don't care. They didn't have a job, you slept with them. That's your fault. They weren't taking care of their other children, and you thought they were going to take care of your baby? That's your... They're not going to become better if you give them your... I ain't just... Why become better when I'm already getting what I want? Hear me, in Hollywood right now, the writers have went on strike because they ain't getting paid. You know what we need? We need women to go on. Y'all ain't... No, if you ain't got a job, if you ain't consistent, if you ain't got character, you ain't getting none. Y'all don't like that. God set this up the right way. Now, right now, it's about rings. If you want to marry, you should get a ring. Now you say, well, he ain't got to get a ring. No, see, you're cheating yourself. Because if he can't manage his money for a few months to buy you a little bitty ring, you think he gonna manage money for your legacy and your destiny and your posterity? No! Y'all let us get away with too much.
I'm kind of half and half on what he was talking about. I'm kind of half and half.
I'm
I get it. I do understand. He said some of the stuff that I've said. Like, I hear women often say that men ain't shit, and they blanket statement men. But then when you look at the dudes that they go after, it's like, well, no wonder this is the type of dudes you going after. You know what I'm saying? All y'all, I ain't gonna say all y'all, but the majority of the women that I see like that, they chasing the same dude. You know what I'm saying? 80% of the chicks is chasing the same 20% of the dudes. So then you're basing that off of basing the dudes ain't shit off that. You know what I'm saying? Now, The part I didn't agree with was like what he was talking about with like the ring. I was so fixated on the first part. The second part kind of
got lost in the sauce.
got lost in the sauce. But he kind of talking out both sides of his mouth on that particular clip. You know what I mean? He's I'll leave it at that. He talking out both sides of his mouth. Well, not necessarily the ring, because it's like I don't know. I just think that he kind of put in how do I want to say this? Like, just because somebody has having issues in the area or whatever, don't mean they can't grow to be better, especially if you're worth it or if they deem you to be worth it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, I get where he's coming from, but he's like posturing. He's on some pastor shit right there versus actually telling the whole truth about what's going on. Like, because if you worth it, if I deem you to be worth it, I'll move heaven and earth to get whatever the hell it is that needs to be done for you to be with me. You know what I mean? Regardless of what happened in the past. Or now I get the part about taking care of your kids. Like, if he ain't taking care of his kids, like you know what I'm saying, he's not gonna take care of no kids with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just some shit that I don't get it. People that don't take care of their kids, I don't understand that shit, period. You know, so I don't get it. But I just kind of think he's talking out both sides of his mouth. I do agree with the selection, but like I said, if you're dealing with somebody of character, with character, they'll move heaven and earth to make sure that, you know, that they with you and do the things they need to do to be.
I think that some women, you know, I've been one of them, we don't set boundaries, you know, or we have these boundaries for ourselves and we see a specific type of man that we like and we all set those boundaries. You know, how many times will you be like, oh, I'm not going to deal with a man like this, and as soon as one comes along and he looking good, you let him cross those boundaries. You know, I think that setting strong boundaries is an act of self-love, but it forces a person to respect and love you. And it also weeds out bad apples. And I think as women, also, I hate to say it, but we outnumber men, and there are a lot of women, they lonely. They want to be alone. Right. So some of us, we want to almost accept anything and put up with anything. And we've given people the space to, I don't want to use the word abuse, but take advantage of our energy because we don't want to be alone. So I get what he's saying in that sense, but also, I don't know. I also feel like, you know, just people grow, people change. I don't know. What I can say is that I can't quite articulate it at the moment. I can't articulate it at the moment, but everything he said didn't quite resonate with me, but some of it did. Mm-hmm. Okay. Like, I've known the person bought me a ring and cheated on me for 14 years. I had a nice ring. That don't mean nothing. He saved up his money and bought me a ring. He still treated me like crap and cheated on me. You know what I mean? So what a ring mean? What does that investment mean? It means nothing. You know, I think I'd rather put more stock into respect, love, being honored, respecting my boundaries and stuff like that versus ring. Because if someone is willing to invest in your well-being, then they're willing to invest in your legacy. That's just what I think. You know what I mean? But I can't quite articulate my feelings on that video. But some of it, yeah, he was right.
I think
people can only do to you what you let them do to you. I'm gonna say that real quick.
I think he said so much we got caught up in different parts of the video. Like, I don't think he was posturing in some of the things that he said, like at the beginning, like when he was saying, like he said, just it really goes to what you said. If we set boundaries, if we know that this person isn't consistent, why do we reward their inconsistency? It's always like rewarding bad behavior. If he stood you up the first time, what makes you think it won't happen the second time? You know, maybe every time, sometimes people make mistakes. Or you had a faulty day or something like that, and some things happen. But if you're given the opportunity and you do the same thing again, you know, he doesn't respect your time. There's no respect to your time and no person. So why would you keep making dates with this person? And just like he said about the children, if he doesn't take care of the kids he has, he might take care of one if y'all have a different relationship together. But 9 times out of 10, if they ain't taking care of the 2 to 3 that they already got, they're not going to take care of the next ones that's coming as well. You know, and I hate to make a blanket statement like that. But when you create patterns of behavior, 9 times out of 10, they really not going to change based on a new individual come in your life. That's just, you're used to getting your way and doing the same thing over and over again and being rewarded by the next individual or the next group of people. So it's not no changes. So if you draw that line in the sand and people cross it, then we have to move. And that's what makes those changes. You know, if we get people used to always, oh, I want to take you out, and take you out is Netflix and chill, that's not going out. So that's become society standard of this is what we doing, we going out. This is what we're going to end up with.
Right.
I made that clear in the beginning. I like to be courted. And if there's something that you can't do, it's okay. But, you know, like even with the kids thing, it just depends. You know, I've been through that and I set a boundary. When I met my kids that he wasn't taking care of his kids, I set a boundary. You either take care of your kids or I'm out. He went and got his kids and they're like this to this day. It's been almost 20 years. So at the end of the day, some people, if they want you enough, they'll make those changes. But then some, no.
But what you were saying earlier, Jazz, about we put up with whatever because of the shortage. That's what I think you said. Yeah.
Yeah, people don't want to admit that. You ain't hear nobody admit they don't want to be alone. They be lonely. They put up with anything.
I met a guy in 2019.
You're not lying.
I'll tell you, I met a guy in 2019. He was married. And I was like, no. He basically told me the pot is small. Remember, it's gonna be my side chick because you probably get your own man no way. And I was like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, I'm serious. I'm just being real. He said, in 10 years, you're gonna be still single. And I said, no, I'm not gonna be still single 10 years because I know it's based upon my vibration. Why would I want to fool with a married man? You got a wife and kids. Why would I say yes to that? But he was upfront and honest. But you got men that think like that. They know the pot is small, and that some women just do it for whatever. But I was like, nah, man, I can't subscribe to that. You know, no. Thank you for being honest, though. I appreciate that.
Everybody got a place and everybody got a role.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask y'all a question since all y'all women and I'm just a man. So why do y'all typically chase the 80%? What is it about the 20% that y'all don't fuck with?
What is the 80%? Who's that? Who in that group?
Hold on, my fault. I said it backwards. Why do y'all chase the 20%? Y'all all chase okay. I ain't gonna say all because, like I said, this ain't a blanket statement, but a lot of guys notice that women they chase the same type of dude. You know what I'm saying? Like they chase the unavailable motherfucker. Women chase unavailable men all the time. You know what I mean? So this is just a question because I see it all the time, or I see it. I see why. I wonder why.
Woman that once chased unavailable men, I would say is because for me it was safe. Because if you deal with a man that's completely available, he's going to hold you accountable.
Bingo.
When I realized that, it changed the dynamic of the males that I dealt with. It truly did. You remember the first episode that we had together? I said, I don't share those problems anymore because I changed the dynamic of my thinking. The reason why I chased unavailable males is number one, I was afraid of being alone. My self-esteem was low. And number two, I didn't want to be held accountable for my own trauma because we both know that when you get with a male that's available, he's going to bring all your shit to the surface and you have to deal with it because they mirror you. So all your old trauma and stuff come to the surface and you have to face it. So it's easier to deal with someone who's emotionally closed off because it closes you off to your own stuff. That's just what I feel.
Okay.
I want to ask one question, one thing though. Who was in the 20%? Who was that type of what man is that? What's that type of man?
You know, the ones y'all chase, the dudes that look a certain kind of way.
I'm kind of different.
Okay.
Explain to me what's unavailable and available.
This might not apply to you then. This might not apply to y'all though.
But I still could.
What I see frequently is women chase unavailable. They chase an archetype. They chase a certain type of guy, a guy who looks a certain kind of way, or he says something. You know what's really crazy? Women chase dudes who got a lot of shit and then want to change him and want to be like the one. It's almost like y'all want to be the one that changed him to being this single this guy that only deal with one woman, but he got all the chicks. The more chicks that a dude deal with, it seems like he becomes more attractive to women.
Don't be coming on here and calling out our delusions. What's wrong with you?
But see, the thing about it is, it's wrong anyway because why are they chasing him?
That's why I don't know who chasing.
Why are they chasing him anyway? You know what I'm saying?
It may not even be a chase. Maybe I'm using the wrong verbiage. I'm talking about maybe desire or from. I'm telling you, like maybe.
Why do we let them in?
Like I think it's the gift of the gab. Is it the gift of the gab, man?
I mean, it could be that, but y'all be knowing though. Y'all know better. Y'all know better though. When y'all know he might have get the gab, but then you'll be like, damn, I probably shouldn't even be messing with dude. But God damn, it's just something about him.
You know, I can speak for me on my problem. When I get with somebody, it's like I'm loyal to a fault. I do not. I want to see it through. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you got the red flag. This be before, not even now. But you got the red flag. Like, no, man. Okay, let's work it out. We're gonna work through this. But you're right. They be the biggest homeworker. But I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? I really didn't know until after you get in. Like, you know what? He hoish and stuff. But at that point, the soul tie been made, and you can't just walk away. You stuck. You know what I'm saying? It's like a drug. At that point, it's like everything good this week or whatever. And it's like I learned that when I got spiritual, I couldn't leave because of the soul tie. I didn't go and do my cleanse. I didn't cut the cords. I didn't, you see what I'm saying? So it's really, I think that women end up with those guys because they got the gift of the gab. And then once you start, you just can't stop.
Or I think they have, I think what it is too is some men just have more of ability to make women feel like women or have charisma or something like that. Yeah. And what they do is they prioritize that versus the important shit. I always tell all my female friends, like, if I was an ain't shit nigga, I'd be a horrible motherfucker. Like if I wasn't aware, because I know what women want. I know what if I prayed on that, I'd be one of them same motherfuckers. It's a lot of dudes out here that know how to cloak themselves in a way in which to get y'all to bite and then be like, I got her. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But y'all, what y'all gotta do is not prioritize. I think I'm saying that shit wrong as hell, but
you know what you're talking about.
Prioritize. Yeah, I'm saying, yeah. You see, I'm an orator in my mind, so I'm, that shit bother me. But y'all gotta keep the main thing, and not fall for the. I know it's niggas like, oh, he on some bullshit right now, but y'all just can't fall for the 1-2, man. Y'all fall for the 1-2, and then it's so easy. Like if you know what you're looking for, it's so easy. Y'all gotta tighten up. Like, and I ain't talking about y'all individuals. I'm talking about women. Yeah. I see it all the time. I see motherfuckers like, damn, that's all he said, and he got that. Like I get I have a lot of conversations with women. They go over that scenario, and I'm thinking to myself, like, damn, that's all it took. Like, you know what I mean? Like, nah, you gotta tighten up. You gotta not be so wishful in your thinking. You know what I mean?
It go back to what Jazz was saying before. You know why? Their self-esteem. Mm-hmm. That's why. True that. That's what it is. Because like now, my experience is totally different now. Because there were times, I'll give you an example. I went to the gas station to get some gas. This dude, he was real handsome. Green eyes. Tight, right? And he spit his game, asked my phone number, gave him a phone number, and we talked. And he was straight up like, I want to do, I want to do the
trying to get down.
And I said, oh no, thank you for being honest. I ain't with that, baby. You know what I'm saying? Now before Kristen working on myself, we want to bet up. You see what I'm saying? Oh yeah, he cute like that too. We want to bet up. But when I worked on myself, I said, nah, I said, thank you. I'm fine. I'm not interested. He was just like, wow. No. I want to have more than sex. Mm-hmm. Right now, I know sex is sacred. I view sex as sacred now. I'm just giving it away. You got to earn from over here. And I'm just giving it out like double cheese. Oh, no. I'm through with that. Been there, though. But I was proud of myself. I said, oh, yeah, I'm changing. It's changing because I said no. But I said no because I felt my own love for myself. So that's what it is.
The equity that you have within yourself.
That's right.
And we tend to attach ourselves to things that feel good. Maybe that guy in that 20 or so percent, he feel good, so you attach yourself to that energy. And once you attach that energy, when that energy don't feel so good, it's hard to detach because you're attached to that feeling or what you think feel good versus, you know, looking at that person. So a lot of us, we walking around here with abandonment and attachment issues, and we attaching to anything that we think look good or feel good. And it ain't people, it could be food. You be attached to eating or attached to food. People attach to stuff that makes them feel good. Porn, whatever.
That's true, because this ain't even just a woman thing. Because like I found myself doing it too. I've gone for a lot of shit that I shouldn't have gone for. You know what I mean? So I get it. I just was curious to see what
you found one little thing in a person that feels good, that looks good to you, and it's something that you want, and you attach to that, and then. That's like 10%, but 90% of it be all fucked up. But you stuck on that 10%. That one time he bought you a fucking flower or he fuck you good. That 10% you stuck on it. The other 90%, you know what I'm saying? He beating you up, having sex with other chicks, running you through the mud, driving your car, and taking your money out your bank account don't matter because you got this little 10% right there that you attached to. That's definitely the issue.
See, that's the conversations I wish that y'all would have amongst each other so that y'all could get that together, though. Because
I tell them, call me, I'll have it. Because I was at one. And I only speak from, I said, tell them, call me, I'll have it. And I speak only from experience because I was that female who could find the good in everybody. I could find the littlest good thing in you and I'm on you. Like, I got you.
See, these are the conversations that we need to have, though. These are the
but you know what? Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, not just this conversation with women, but it's certain conversation that us as men have to have too. And I'm not picking on y'all. I'm not trying to, you know,
we
just
want
say
this conversation. Yeah,
right. So this is why I like this platform, and I like, you know, I appreciate you inviting me to speak today and have my opinion, because we need to have more people that's willing to keep it funky. We got to keep it funky with each other, man. We can't be out here, you know, sugarcoating shit and having shit be, you know, all la and lollipops and all that shit. Now we gotta, you fucking up and this how you fucking up and this how we should probably move in a different direction, like flat out. Like this, we gotta have those type of conversations.
But you gotta have people that you can have those conversations with. We have relationships as females with a lot of people, like friends that you consider your friends. But can you really talk to your friend? Can you really tell your friend exactly, like, sis, you fucking up, and you receive it? You know, it's very few far in between friends that you can do that with. Like, I could talk to Krista. We got what we call no judgment zone. I could tell her some way out shit, like it's shit that I did, shit that I'm thinking about, and we can talk through that. And she could tell me, "Nah, you might not want to do that. Do you hear how you talking? You can't tell some people that they feel like, oh, she just hating on me, or you do that." So you have to have those relationships with people. And I like to think like the core group of friends that I have, I could tell them however they feel about it and really not be a judgment zone, or that they will stop me in my tracks and be like, come on now, you tripping. Right. But you can't do that with everybody. So it's hard to have those conversations with the female when you trying to tell her, hey, are you looking at this? Are you paying attention to this? And they receive it without you thinking that, oh, she just trying to hate on me, or she sabotaging, or she just don't have no man. That's why she ain't got no. You know, it's always
that's their problem though. Like that, and that's where they realize either they gonna decide to grow or they gonna either evolve or remain. Like that, that ain't your problem. That ain't your problem. It ain't your problem. You just call it. Like, look, I feel like the reason why I ain't gonna say I don't have a lot of friends. I got friends, but it don't be a lot of people to just come around me and just be here, because I keep that shit 1,000. Like once I get to a point, like, you know what I'm saying, like I'm not about to hold your hand. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be like heavy-handed all the time. You know what I mean? I know how to say shit a certain. Sometimes I don't know how to say shit. Sometimes I don't know how to say shit. Sometimes I only know what to say what I'm saying, how I'm saying.
Sometimes you have to say it that way.
Right. But then sometimes I know
sometimes you can't.
Sometimes people show me where I can kind of be soft with them a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But it's all about me. When I'm around people, I feel like I'm doing you an injustice if I'm not keeping it right. That's like I'm doing you an injustice. Like I can't sit here and listen to you sabotage yourself or go the wrong way when I know that you're doing wrong. You know what I'm saying? Or I know that you're doing wrong for you. Not in my opinion, you're doing wrong for you because I'm listening to you and I'm hearing the contradiction in what you're speaking. You know what I mean? So I got to be able to acknowledge that. And I want all my friends to know. I want all my friends to keep it 100 with me. Like, shit. Keep it like if I'm fucking up, Dre, you fucking up. Like I welcome that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because oftentimes I don't know I be fucking up until somebody come like you fucking up. I remember one time my best friend, I was, my weight is always fluctuated. Sometimes I'm big as fuck. Right now I'm in a decent size. Sometimes I get skinny. But this nigga one time I had got like fat. He looked at me, he was saying, nigga, you fat as fuck. You getting fat as fuck. And I was like, damn, and we was in the motherfucking Burger King drive-thru. And this nigga
I'm sorry.
Fat as fuck.
I'm sorry, wait a minute.
Swear to God. Like, and that's when I was like, that is my nigga. Like, this nigga care about me.
That's your boy.
Yeah.
Jazz, I was holding together till you fell over.
I was in the motherfucking Burger King part in the drive-thru. This nigga say, nigga, he looked at me dead like this, like, nigga, you fat as fuck. He looked at me just like
that. Stop saying it.
And I was like, you know what? You right. And then I lost 120 pounds in 8 months after that shit.
Wow. I'm sorry.
Wow. No, nah, you good. Like I said, I want motherfuckers to keep it funky. I need that.
You know, everybody got that one friend.
Like my friend here, I would tell her a few years ago. I said, Marcy, it's about you. I'm like something, and I was saying it often. One of Marcy, I'm telling you, I said, it's about you. You gotta. And one of you said, "Yeah, I'm so. It ain't about. What you tell me that day in the car?"
I know. What was we talking about? We was talking about something. She said, "You gotta go higher."
So you gotta go higher. I said, "It's about you," and you was like, "I don't."
And I looked. But I said, "God damn it! I don't want to go higher today. I don't want to go higher. Can we not go higher? I need to be where I'm at right now. I don't want to go higher.
I need to feel my feels right now. I need to be right here.
Because it didn't matter.
I can respect that.
Yeah, it didn't matter what we was talking about. Every time it was, you got to go higher. You got to go higher. And she was so peaceful with it. I know she meant it. But that day, I didn't want to go goddamn higher.
You know, sometimes you got to take yourself down with your friends. Like, come on, let's go jump this motherfucker. Come on. Feels out.
I told her that last week. I said, you know what? Sometimes you gotta choose violence. Go fuck some shit up. And she was like, what? Like, you're right.
Sometimes you do.
You don't have to be the bigger person today. Choose violence. Go fuck some shit up.
Sometimes you do. Sometimes you just gotta knock all that shit over. Like,
yes.
And if the shit withstand, it withstand. If it don't, it don't. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's therapeutic.
I done been on both sides of the shit. I done been on a delicate tiptoeing, and I done came in and knocked all the shit over. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it just depends on where we at.
And I'm still happy. I knocked all that shit over, and I'm still peaceful.
Mm.
You know,
yes, it's a therapeutic release.
The kid. It's always your kid.
Right.
Hello, somebody. Hello, somebody.
My son keep walking behind me like he wants some shit. Like he ain't saying shit. He just keep walking behind me like, what are you doing?
Mine would already been on the computer. Like, Mama, you ain't through yet.
They keep doing like this, and they keep opening the door.
I've been seeing.
They just close the door.
Kyla.
You know, your kids will cross all your boundaries. They don't care. They'll cross them.
Not at all. They don't care.
I feel sorry for y'all, for real.
Now you feel sorry.
Yes, I do.
But you can get a taste every now and then.
I do get a taste every now and then, but I can go home.
Yeah, you're right.
Shit.
Alone.
Nah, I'm on easy street now. My son 10. All I gotta do is cut him some TV on and feed him. He good.
That's my 10-year-old. I got 10
I
year
got a
old.
7-year-old double Scorpio. She's fine as long as one of her body parts is touching one of your body parts. And she don't leave you alone. She got a story for everything. She can go.
And so you got what?
For everything, a song for everything.
How many kids you got, Jazz?
I got 5.
5. That's what I thought. Yeah.
5
God
kids, 2
bless y'all.
grandkids.
That's interesting.
Thank y'all for populating the earth. Hallelujah.
I got in and got out. That was my goal. I got in, I got my boy, and I got out. I was good.
Done, huh?
Yeah.
You know, I know when I was little. When I was little, I used to draw pictures. I'll draw myself as a nurse, and I always draw 5 kids. I always knew I was gonna have 5 kids ever since I was a little girl. I always knew I was gonna be a nurse. As a little girl. I always
Look how dreams come true.
You was
I knew I was gonna have
creative.
my son. Like my way my son, like he looks exactly how I thought he would look, and I knew I was gonna have a son. Like
that's your twin, bro.
And that's the only capacity. That's the only capacity I have is for one kid. Like I don't have no more.
How old is your son? 10.
He'll be 10 on the 11th of next month.
He looks 20.
He weighs 140 pounds.
He a big boy.
Goddamn, I quit.
And
I quit. I'm gone.
He's like 5'3", 5'4", 140 pounds right now.
I ain't gonna tell us my way.
DeAndre, you was 6'4"?
Huh?
DeAndre, you was 6'3", 6'4"?
I'm 6'3".
6'3"? Yeah.
His mama's 6'1". He's in the 100. He's in the 100th percentile. So yeah, he gonna be big as shit. I just bought a pair of school pants for him today. That was 30.
Oh, jeez.
30 in the waist, 30 in the length. Yeah.
And
He ain't 10 yet. He'll be 10 next month.
Oh
10,
my God.
And 10 got him beat. My son 10. He weighed 175 pounds.
Ah yeah. You in Texas?
5'4" and wear a size 11 shoe.
Ah yeah, he got Lil Dre beat a little bit. Lil Dre wear 9.5, pushing the 10.
And I'm complaining about my 6'5", 175 pound kid. Your kids are smashed.
Yeah, he almost as big as Tyreek. He almost weighs as much as Tyreek, man. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Do he play sports?
Yeah, he play basketball and baseball. Crazy. He don't like football. Like that's the shit. I'm like, bro, if you play football, you would smash everybody. But he don't fuck with football. He like basketball and baseball. So I let him do what he do.
Whew. God bless y'all. Let me touch the screen for each one of y'all. Hallelujah.
He be like, Dad, I want some pizza. It's a medium pizza I'm bidding. It is as his. Medium pizza here.
Christy?
I know.
And I got these little Slim Jims running around. But my sons, they athletes, they basketball players, but they about that big, but they super tall. Big old feet. I think one son wear size 13 and the other one wear 12.
Gosh. Yeah, we got some stuff on our hands, boy. And wrestling. I appreciate everybody spending their time with me tonight. I want to close out with everyone's closing perspective. So we're going to let's let Marcy go first. What's your closing perspective, Marcy?
You said me?
Yeah.
I was gonna say one thing, but I'm gonna go back to the one we just said. Well, you don't have to always be the bigger person. Mm-hmm. Sometimes fuck some shit up.
Definitely. What you got, Jay? What's your closing perspective?
I would say, do not allow anyone to label you or box you. You know, allow yourself to be free, to be who you are and embrace who you are. So if throwing your ass in a circle is who you are, throw your ass in a circle. If being a friend is who you are, be your friend. Be whoever you are. Be yourself. Love yourself.
I almost got up when you said throw your ass in a circle.
Uh-oh. What's your closing perspective, Dre?
I'm gonna just finish with be aware enough, seek awareness, and be aware enough to be able to communicate your perspective. You know what I mean? Like I feel like communication is everything, and part of communication is the energy that you project on to other people, the energy that you project on to the universe and just out in general. So be aware of that energy and how it comes back, so that if you want to change it, you know how to change it, or you see where to change it at.
And be open and receptive to the communication that comes from others.
Exactly.
Right. Great perspective. And that will conclude our show tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in to Spiritual High Podcast. We will be back with some more drops and stops and kicks and tricks. And have a great night. Peace.
Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to Spiritual High Podcast. I hope to see you in the next episode. Peace.